UFC Fight Night, Cannonier versus Calio Borralho. Another sucky Apex card, but we're one more away from getting the sphere, even though it's just Diego Lopez. Go watch my Diego Lopez video. Against Brian Ortega, Valentina versus Grasso, and Marab versus O'Malley. But we were blessed with the nice pay-per-view and a beautiful main event. Damn. Dracus du Plessis, you are the real African king. That was an amazing comeback win. First fight of the card. Let's just go straight into this, people. Cong, Wang versus Victoria, Leonardo. Yeah, I gotta go with Cong Wang. She won her road to the UFC fight against I Don't Care. She got a submission win. Victoria Leonardo is 1-3 in the UFC, with their 1-1 being against Maddie Boehm, and her 3 losses is against Manon Farrat. Can't beat that. You can't win that. You can't beat that girl. I'm gonna be honest with you. She broke her arm against Melissa Gatto, and she got head kicked by Natalia Silva. I just can't go with this chick. She's losing too much, and I feel like this Chinese girl is gonna be demolishing her. On to the next fight. I'm not wasting my time on that card fight right there. Jacqueline Nunes against Jacqueline Cavalcanti. I'm going with Jacqueline Nunes here. I gotta go with the lesbian. She's only lost 2 fights in her entire career. One was against Chelsea Chandler, who just got her ass, like the living shit kicked out of her by Yana Santos. And she lost, Jacqueline Nunes lost to Talia Santos, who's now killing it in the PFL. I don't even know why she's in the PFL. I don't know why UFC just let her go. I really thought she won against Valentina, but Grosso's holding that belt. And Jacqueline doesn't really, I don't know, she just doesn't, she's 6-1, she doesn't really have that UFC, experience. And I'm just going to go with someone who has a lot of more fights in their career and is actually just going to bring the fight to her and probably knock her out. She's on a nice 4-fight win streak. She did win her UFC debut against Zaram Farim, but so did Nunes. So did Nunes. I'm gonna be honest with you. So I'm just gonna have to go with the lesbian. Be honest with you. I just gotta go with the lesbian here. More experience. Probably would kill her on the feet. If it goes to the ground, she knows how to defend herself, I guess. On to the next fight. We have Jose Medina versus Zach Reese. I'm going with Zach Reese here. I know he lost his UFC debut to Cody the Bomb Brundage, and he has a win against Julian the Cuban Missile Marquette, but dude, I really don't even want to go with Zach Reese. I feel like he can get knocked out. But he looked good against Julian Marquez, and the way he knocked him out was pretty clean. And Jose Medina is making his UFC debut at 33 years old. He's 11-3, but like, how much time do you have left in the UFC? And he lost his Contender Series fight, but he was on a tear in the regional scene. He was on a nice tear in the regional scene. Like, all of them were finishes. But I don't know, bro. I'm going with Zach Reese. He's the younger fighter, and I feel like he's just, I don't know. He's probably going to do something crazy. Or, I don't know. Probably going to be a 29-20, I'm going to be honest with you. 29-28, Zach Reese wins this. On to the next fight. We have Savage Claus versus James Llontop. This one was really hard for me to pick, because Savage Claws has been horrible in the UFC. Like, he's just been a complete shit. He lost to Chase Hooper in his last fight by Doris choke. He had a majority decision against Nazib Sadikov. He got his last win was against, I'm not going to say this guy's name. I'm going to like butcher that shit, but he knocked him out. I remember this fight. But dude lost to Mike Davis and Mark Dusecki. And yeah, his first 2 wins in the UFC were like chum buckets or whatever. I really want to go with the youngster here, James Llontop, but I don't know, dude. This one was really hard for me to pick. First of all, James Llontop missed weight and lost to Chris Pladina by rear naked choke. So it makes me just think that Savage Claws can get this to the ground and can actually get a submission win. Because he has pretty good ground game, not going to lie. And I feel like, yeah, I just feel like the UFC is giving Savage Claws like a win here. I'm just going to go with Savage Claws, even though I feel like the youngster might do something. And if he beats Savage Claws will definitely get cut from the UFC. That's like a really shitty UFC record he already has right now. But we're on to the next fight. We have if this will load. It'd be nice if it will load. We have Denis Dzuska against Danny Silva. I'm gonna go with Danny Silva here. Yeah, his first win in the UFC was against Josh Kubelau. He missed weight, but he beat Josh Kubelau. But kind of makes me think that Josh Kubelau sucks now because he lost to Ricardo Ramos, even though he probably got robbed. I'll be honest with you. Probably got robbed, but he didn't like want to finish that fight. He just was trying to cruise through it. And I'm just here thinking, brother, I don't know. It's a pretty good win, not gonna lie to you, to get a win against Josh Kubelau, even though, I don't know, that shitty ass performance, even though I thought he got robbed, maybe I don't know. That one was just something else. But Denis Buzukjavs, he lost his UFC debut against Sean Woodson and missed weight. But this right here is the reason why I'm going with Silva. And you lost to Jamal Emmers. You got knocked out in the first round by Jamal Emmers. And Jamal Emmers sucks. He did get a win against Connor Matthews. But I just got to go with Danny Silva here, dude. I just got to go with Danny Silva. I don't know. I just got to go with Danny Silva here. I'm gonna even look at he's a minus 250 favorite. So I just got to go with Danny Silva here to get the win. On to the main card. Trying to make this a little bit more faster because this card is just not even worth talking about, but we're on to the pretty decent fights. Edmen Shahbazyan versus Gerald Meerschaert. Man, when I look at this fight, holy shit. Edmen Shahbazyan, in his last 5 fights, he is 3-2. He got a knockout win against AJ Dobbs. He really needed that rebound fight. He lost to Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. Not a bad guy to lose to, but Shahbazyan's not really, good on the ground game. He did get a flying knee win against Deleka. We're not going to say his last name. That shit is hard to pronounce. But he lost to Nasruddin Imavov. And Jack Hermanson, when he was on that nice little streak, he kind of got his, got his toes wet with the really good guys in the UFC, and we all know about Shahbazyan. He crumbled. Now Gerald Meerschaert, he beat Brian Barberena and Bruno Silva, but my guy lost to Andre Petrovsky, Joe Pyfer, and I just can't. I can't go with Gerald Meerschaert. I can't. Unless he's gonna bring Edmen Shahbazyan to the ground. Maybe he wins this fight. But I just feel like Edmen Shahbazyan, the younger guy, I feel like he's kind of learned from his mistakes already. He's still young as hell, too. He's 26. Still has a lot of time to just learn. And I just feel like Shahbazyan is just better on the feet, obviously. And I just feel like he'll probably improve on his takedown defense. And, he got like a rebound when he probably really needed after having like a little losing skit. And I just see Edmen Shahbazyan just being faster, quicker to the punch, having a nice jab. But if this goes to the ground, maybe Gerald Meerschaert has it. But I just feel like Edmen Shahbazyan has improved on his takedown defense. I'm going to go with the golden boy on this one. On to the next fight of the card. We have my goodness. We have, if this will load, Neil Magny versus Michael Morales. Now this one, I kind of thought about it for a while because Neil Magny just finished beating Mike Malott, which was like, a highly touted prospect, but he got gatekept by Neil Magny. But Michael Morales, 16-0, an amazing striker. He's a minus 650 favorite. He beat Jake Matthews by unanimous decision 9 months ago. He beat Max Griffin. He knocked out Adam Fugit. He knocked out Trevor Giles 2 years ago. And on the Contender Series, he knocked out that Nicolay guy that made his debut against Danny Borralho. Wow, Neil Magny, he beat Malott, lost to Gary, losing to Gary. I don't even talk about Gary. He beat Phil Rowe. Phil Rowe has, like, no chin. Well, no, he doesn't have no chin, but he's just, like, I don't know, he's kind of lost. Even though in this fight, Phil Rowe did fight pretty good, but against Jake Matthews, that guy just looked like shit. He did lose to Gilbert Burns. But, it's Gilbert Burns. And he got a win against Daniel Rodriguez. I'm just here thinking, will he fraud check Michael Morales? I don't know. Will he gatekeep Michael Morales? I don't think so, man. I think Michael Morales is just really good on the feet. Has really good takedown defense as well. He's really good on the ground on himself. I just got Michael Morales taking this fight. Not gonna lie to you. Even though it could be a Neil Magny fight. I feel like Neil Magny can make this his type of fight. But I don't know. I just think Michael Morales is just really good, and it's his time, low key. It's really his time. On to the next fight on the card. We have the tough guys. I did not watch Tough this season, especially after I saw that video of Valentina not giving her fighters water. I was just like, all right, this is not for me. But I heard it was a pretty good season. And I did my research. Both of these guys did get finishes on the tough scene. On the tough season. But I'm going to go with Robert Valentin, who was on Team Grasso. I don't know the colors. I think this was Team Grosso and green was Valentina. But I'm going with Robert Valentin. He has more like fight experience than Ryan Lobo, or I forgot how to say that guy's name. Loder, Ryan Loder, and he's really good on the ground. Valentin's just really good on the ground. He submitted a whole bunch of his opponents on the tough. And Loder, I don't know, man. This one's like a pick 'em. You can pick whoever in this shit. It could be it could go both ways. It can go Loder wins or Valentin wins. But I'm just gonna go with the guy who has a 10-3 record, fighting outside of the U.S. He's probably seen maybe better competition. But yeah, I just gotta go Robert Valentin. I really don't care for Tough. Nobody watches Tough anymore. That shit is dead. This isn't the early 2000s when that shit was popping. Whatever. On to the next fight. We got, if this will load, my baby girl Tabatha Ricci. My bad, Caleb. Against Angela Hill. Now this one, it was a kind of a tough one to pick as well. You got this. First of all, this is like even. This like on the odds, it's just pretty even. Angela Hill submitted Luana Pinheiro 3 months ago. Pretty good win for her. And she beat Denise Gomes. That was a really nice win for her as well. She did lose to Mackenzie Dern, but anything that goes to decision is just gonna get it. It's just gonna be given to Mackenzie Dern because of that. But nah, Mackenzie Dern actually did good in this fight. But besides that loss, she's actually had she's done pretty good. She even beat Lupi Gordinas as well. Tabatha Ricci, that Teca Torres fight was really close, and I thought Teca Torres won, and they gave it to Tabatha because of her body and whatever. I'm talking shit. It was a close fight. And then her loss to Lupi Gordinas, she did beat Gillian Roberts and Jessica Penn and Polyana Viviana, which, those are nothing. Polyana Viviana is the girl that is irrelevant at this point. That's the girl that took Alex Pereira's meat. I don't know, man. I think Angela Hill is just going to bring the fight to Tabatha Ricci, man. And she's going to make this a 29-28. It's going to be a stand-up game. Even though she's almost 40 years old, I just feel like Tabatha Ricci's not going to go out there and win like how she did with Teca Torres. Nah. Angela Hill, I don't know, she's aged like fine wine. Not her looks, but the way she's fought. That one loss to Mackenzie Dern, throw that out the window. She's had pretty good wins already. I'm just going to go with Angela Hill here. I don't even know why. I probably should just take Tabatha Ricci, because if it goes to decision, they'll probably give it to her fine ass, but I'm just going to go with Angela Hill. On to the main card. We have Gerald Cannonier versus Calio Borralho. I kind of had to think this one out too. But if you haven't seen my Fighting Nerds video, first of all, the Fighting Nerds are on a tear right now. Bruna Silva beat the living crap out of Molly Meatball. What Carlos Pradas did to Li Jinliang was insane, bro. What he did to that man was nasty work. He made that, and he made his highlight reel look nasty. I don't know who's fighting Carlos Pradas next, but they're scared. That guy on the feet, if you want to stand and bang with that guy on the feet, you're in trouble. He's gonna mop you. But my guy, Calio Borralho, has not really lost in the UFC. But his opponents that he has fought are not like the ones that Jared Cannonier has fought. You know, a win over Armin Petrovskian is whatever. A win over Magomed Murgadov by decision, yeah. He did submit Michael Overchainchik, and Michael Overchainchik just showed that he is a dog against Shair Magomedov. Bustis Magomedov, the decision win, whatever. But he knocked out Paul Craig. Paul Craig ain't got no chin though, but whatever. He knocked out Paul Craig. Cannonier, this was 2 years ago, by the way. He beat Derek Brunson, but obviously his most recent fight, well, after that title shot against Adesanya that he lost, he beat Sean Strickland, but I don't think he beat Sean Strickland, but that was a really close fight, so I'm not going to talk shit. He beat Marvin Vettori. Anybody can beat Marvin Vettori. Marvin Vettori just can't get knocked out. He has the most amazing Italian chin or whatever chin in the middleweight division or in the UFC. That shit's made out of like uranium, titanium, I don't know. But that loss to Nasruddin Imavov at the KFC Center or whatever, the Yum Center, that shit looked bad. He looked tired, and it looked like when he got to the later rounds, he could not keep up with Nasruddin Imavov. And that just makes me think that Calio Borralho is going to win this fight, because he takes fights to decisions, and I know Calio Borralho is going to smother this guy, and he's just going to take him to the ground. And even if they don't go to the ground, I know he's not afraid to stand and bang with Jared Cannonier. And Jared Cannonier is 40 years old, bro. He's old. This is, I don't even know. He loses here and his little run is over. He's ranked 6th in the world right now, but there's a lot of guys that you can give Dricus du Plessis. I don't know if he's gonna get Strickland again, even though I don't know. Strickland did not finish Adesanya, even though he did break him down. Nasruddin Imavov might get a chance at Dricus du Plessis. But I just think Jared Cannonier, his days in the UFC are kind of done. He's old. And the young buck Calio Borralho is on his way up. He's going to take that ranking. And he's just overall pretty good, man. And I just can't go... Right now, I can't go up against somebody who's on the Fighting Nerds, because those guys are just killing their opponents right now. I don't know if he's going to kill Jared Cannonier, but I know he might dominate Jared Cannonier. And if it goes 5 rounds and Jared Cannonier is gassed out, watch out. Calio Borralho might take this fight. But these are my takes and my predictions for Fight Night, Jared Cannonier, Calio Borralho. Yo, like and subscribe. A lot of people be viewing my videos and they are not subscribed. Subscribe, please. Help a young fellow out. I'm going to drop a video really soon, probably the next couple days. Go watch my Aspinall video. I know that shit's short, but man, the UFC with this copyright shit on Aspinall, bro, I'm serious, bro. Every single Aspinall video is like copyright claim. This guy don't even got the undisputed belt, but they treating it like him. But let's not even get into that. Go watch my video. I talk about what I think is going to happen to Tom Aspinall. But I'm Jane Epps MMA, and I'm out, folks.